WMTY 98.3 FM, Sweetwater.
Good evening. We welcome you live into the studios of WMTY 98.3 FM and WDEH AM 800 in Sweetwater, Tennessee for another Monroe County Political Forum. Our next and final forum of this primary season, Monroe County Mayor. And we'll get to the candidates in just a moment. I'm Brian Birchville, your moderator. Appreciate you joining us. We appreciate WGSM 104.7. WTSC 91.1 for partnering with us as well. John Anderson running the camera for us. Appreciate their partnership. We want to thank our sponsors for making these forums possible. Our title sponsor, Valley Insurance, and also sponsored tonight by Jackie Jones Ford, Sweetwater Hospital Association, Fairweather Financial, Volunteer Federal, and Turner Automotive. We did a forum with candidates for Monroe County Sheriff a few days ago. Earlier tonight, you heard candidates for Monroe County Road Superintendent. And to top it off, the best for last, right, guys? Monroe County Mayor. And tonight's discussion will focus on those candidates. This role is critical to the direct parties and leadership style. We'll discuss key issues including growth, infrastructure, fiscal responsibility, and transparency in government. In every forum that we've done so far, questions that voters would want to know, each candidate will answer each question, have the same amount of time, and then you, the voter, can take that information and you decide which candidate's answers you like better, which one you want to vote for. We're here doing this as a service to our community. So we appreciate you, whether you're listening on the radio. You can listen on WMTY 98.3 FM and WDEH AM 800 live right now, live audio online at WMTY983.com. And we are live on Facebook with video on the WMTY 98.3 page and the WGSM 104.7 page. Guys, you ready?
Sure.
I introduced to you the candidates, and we drew for seats. And again, the reason we do that is so we can determine who's going to lead off, and then we bounce back and forth to make it fair, because if one candidate's leading off all night, that's completely unfair to them, so we try to mix that up. And so sitting in seat number 1, the incumbent, Mitch Ingram, and then in seat number 2, the challenger, Marty Jenkins. And Mitch, we'll use first names if you don't care, guys.
Absolutely.
You will lead off. You drew number 1, so you'll lead off. Simply introduce yourself. Tell us why you are running for county mayor and what's your vision going forward for Monroe County. And we'll start off, guys, with 2 minutes on this one.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to thank 98.3, 800 AM, 91.1, and 104.7 for having this platform, not only for Marty and myself, but for all the 6 candidates that you've had, for the voters of Monroe County to become educated on the visions of each candidate. I'm simply running for re-election because over the past 7+ years, 7.5 years at this point, we've poured our heart and soul into this position. We love Monroe County. I'm a lifelong resident of Monroe County. I've only left Monroe County the very few years I was gone to college at the University of Tennessee. And outside of that, I have lived on my family farm with my family ever since. Monroe County Mayor is a huge responsibility that I take very, very, very seriously. And with that, over the past 7.5 years, we've been able to accomplish with some great teamwork, some great partnerships, some wonderful things in this county. But as we all know, there's a lot to do in this county. It doesn't stop with just what we've done so far. And we want to certainly finish some projects that we've started, see some dreams, I guess, come true. But the most important thing is better this county, not only for the current citizens, but the future citizens, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, and so on. So that's the reason I'm running once again, is to see some of those things come into fruition. I'm not a lifelong politician. I don't intend to do this forever, but that's the reason I want to finish some things that our wonderful team has started.
Thank you, sir. We'll now move to Marty Jenkins. Marty, 2 minutes. Why are you running for Monroe County Mayor, and what's your vision for Monroe County? You have 2 minutes.
Well, like Mayor Ingram said, I do think we have room for improvement, and I would like to thank you guys for having us out here tonight. We all have dreams, just like the mayor said. I would like to see more industrial development where people don't have to travel to Knoxville, Maryville to go to work. Just like the mayor, I had to leave home. When I first went to work for the railroad, I had to work in Atlanta, Georgia. So I had to stay down there for a little while. But I come back home, made my home here, raised my kids here. I've got a grandbaby. It's really hard to leave home and go to work and leave your family. And a lot of people don't realize that, but it is very, very hard. I remember coming home from Atlanta. I was telling the mayor about this outside. We were on a train. I was about 10 miles outside of Atlanta. My phone rang. That's back when we could use our cell phones. And it was my ex-wife. She said, I'm in labor. And I'm like, oh, God. Yeah, I'll get there as soon as I can, but I'm on a train, and, I'll do the best I can. Luckily, I made it, and it was on the 4th of July, so I made it to UT Hospital just in time, and she was born the next morning, roughly around 8 o'clock. Same thing with my grandbaby. Daughter goes into labor, I'm on a train. Spending a lot of your time like that away from home and away from family, you miss a lot of things. You miss birthdays, you miss Thanksgiving, you miss Christmas, anniversaries. It's a big step to take to provide for your family.
All right. Thank you, sir. And again, I'll remind you, when I hold this 10 seconds left, you don't have to stop right then. You can finish your thought out. Just doing that to try to help you guys finish that thought, and let's keep us on time. Move on to our first question, and Marty, we'll start with you on this. Thinking about why you're running, it's had to cross your mind. What are your top 3 priorities? If elected, what are your top 3 priorities that you see that need attention in Monroe County? And I'm going to do 2 minutes on this as well.
Okay. Top 3 priorities. My first priority is, like I said, industrial development. Bring more jobs in, better paying jobs, so people don't have to travel 45 minutes to an hour away from work. They can work here at home. Second priority is our kids. Most kids nowadays can't tell time on an analog watch. They can't write in cursive. That's a problem. We've got to develop their minds just like we're developing our county. The third thing would probably be our infrastructure. And I know the mayor has secured a lot of grants for water. And there's people that really, really need water. Ball play, they have sulfur in their wells, and getting them water, fresh, clean water, is a big priority. Because if you go down to Bowling Springs at the spring at 360 and Ball Play Road, on a daily basis, there's people there filling their tanks up because they've got to have good, clean drinking water. It's either that or boil their water. So that's what I would like to see if elected mayor.
All right. Mitch, same question to you. If reelected, what are your top 3 priorities moving forward in Monroe County?
Well, it's one of the priorities that I'm going to start with that Marty ended with, that has been a focus the last 7 years, and that is infrastructure. And that's infrastructure whether it falls under the mayor's office or another constitutional elected office. And certainly you guys had the road superintendent race before. I feel that some attention has to be given to road infrastructure in Monroe County. 800 miles of linear road in Monroe County, And that is something as our population increases, that is eventually going to have to be addressed. Obviously, this office doesn't have control of it, but I truly, truly support and want to partner with making that happen. Number two, I think it's continuing to have strong fiscal management. We want to keep our tax rate as low as we possibly can. That is one of the reasons that we secure as many grants as we can. I think in the last 7.5 years, we've had $38 million in grants. And when you get a grant, that is a service or a project that the taxpayers do not have to fund. And the way I look at it, if we don't go after those grants, some other county, some other organization will get those. But we want to have fiscal responsibility, not only in grants, but we have to be creative in different ways of securing revenue other than property tax or the small amount of sales tax that we receive. Number three, I feel that one of the priorities in this county is to make sure that we manage and control in the proper way the growth that is inevitable that we're going to see. And that comes in various forms and ways, but certainly we know that since COVID that our population and growth has been around 6%, rolling average.
Thank you. And again, you hear that bell.
Absolutely.
I hold up a 10-second warning when they've got 10 seconds left to try to help them out, and then hit the bell if they've not finished up. Now, I feel it's important because what's about to happen with the next question, and these guys can attest to this, every forum we've done, nobody knows these questions before they come in here. Only I do. And I even ad-lib some of these, so even I'm not 100% sure of the questions I'm going to ask when we come in here. The reason I preface that is the next question leads right into what you were finishing with, and Mitch, you'll actually lead this one off, is how will you balance growth and economic development with preserving the character of our county?
Yeah.
It's no mystery. This area, this county is growing. A lot of people are moving here. A lot of development is going to come and continue to come. How will you, as the executive of this county, balance growth and economic development while preserving the character of this county? And let's do 2 minutes on this one as well.
Well, first of all, I think preserving our rural county values and character are important. I think the values go along with the character, what we stand for. There's a reason that people want to move to East Tennessee and Monroe County. Some of it is our character, but a lot of it is our values. With that being said, that I feel that controlling that growth is simply, it goes back to the infrastructure. You've got to plan ahead. We can't continually put a Band-Aid on a current situation and then it be a debacle. So 5-10 years ahead, that we have to be forward thinking, and when it comes to infrastructure and when it comes to things like that. And I want to really take this opportunity to encourage anyone that's watching today to come to any one of our joint economic development meetings that we have. We have 4 of those a year. We have them quarterly. That is where the 5 mayors in the county, along with all the utility providers, Chamber of Commerce, come together and we share ideas and we give updates. For example, if Sweetwater has an industry coming in, we want to make sure that we can provide water, natural gas, sewer, high-speed internet, all those things. Worst situation that could happen is they get here and then we can't provide that. So we have to be forward thinking. So I want to encourage our listeners and voters to come to those. They're open to the public. Those meetings are posted in the paper. That is a wonderful group that comes together, that puts their heads together. So with that being said, focusing on infrastructure, focusing on the growth that's coming, and just planning for the future.
All right, thank you. Marty, we turn to you. The same question. If elected, how will you balance growth and economic development in Monroe County? Balance that with preserving the character of our county. You have 2 minutes.
Being from Monroe County, especially from Tellico Plains, the beauty we have is our land. our landmass, our forest, our rivers, our creeks, Tellico River, Tellico Lake. Preserving the way it's going nowadays, and I've seen it, you've got farms that the kids are like, to heck with it, I'm done with it, I'm not fooling with it. So they're selling it off, they're subdividing it. It's happening. There's nothing we can do to stop it. They can't afford the taxes on it. I get it. Loudon and Lenore City did something last year, and they approved it again for this year, to stop any new construction on apartments, condos, stuff like that, until they can catch up with their infrastructure. Might not be a bad idea here for the time being to catch up with our infrastructure. Get our roads in better shape, get our water, our sewer, natural gas, get everything in line before we open it up. Now, we love to have people in here. I meet new people every day that just moved in. Great people. And they don't want to change anything also, which is the reason they moved here. I met a couple the other day. They live out towards Bethlehem. Love it. They're from Massachusetts. Great people. But they moved here for that simple reason of you're not stacked on top of each other here. You have room. You have freedom on your own land. And that's a big thing, freedom on your own land. I believe if someone buys 10 acres, 20 acres, 30 acres, it doesn't matter, a half acre. That's your property, you paid for it. You should be able to do what you want on your property.
All right, thank you. You're listening to a Monroe County forum with candidates running in the Republican primary for Monroe County Mayor. Remember, early voting begins just a few days away, April the 15th, and then primary election day will be on May 5th. We've got Mitch Ingram, the incumbent, and Marty Jenkins, the challenger, with us this evening. Mitch in seat number 1. So if you're watching the video, he is to your left. Marty, obviously to your right. So Marty, you will lead this next question off, and we'll do 90 seconds on it. What is your plan to attract new business and jobs to Monroe County? 90 seconds.
To get in new business and new jobs into the county, you need an industrial development coordinator. Anybody that's been down 411 in the past few years probably has seen, right before you get into Chatsworth, Georgia, the railroad partnered with Georgia Port Authority, and we put in a container port. The container port, it comes from East Savannah Port. Train runs every day. We bring a train in, we take a train out. Most of those commodities goes to Walmart, UPS, FedEx. That's a lot of jobs. That's a lot of money. The railroad don't. They pay. They've got deep pockets and they pay for land. There's a lot of job opportunities with a railroad-based industry, like bringing in these containers. You've got to have people to operate the cranes. You've got to have people in the trucks to move the containers. You've got to have maintenance people. So you're looking at great salaries, great benefits, and bringing that in, I think you would have a lot of people around our county that would love to have that.
All right, thank you. Mitch, same question. Moving forward, if reelected, what is your plan to attract new business and jobs to Monroe County? 90 seconds.
Okay, I'm going to pivot just a little bit from that particular directive. I think recruiting new industry is very, very important, and we actually have seen several new industries come into this county in the last 7 years, and prior to that, there hadn't been one move in 20 years. However, I do feel that one of the most important things that we need to focus on, actually two things. We need to make sure the current industries that's here, that we keep them here, because it's a global market. If they can move to Japan or to Brazil, I mean, it's a business decision. So retention for us is just as important. Now, I'm going to give you some numbers. Our unemployment rate is about 3.8%. Our labor shed in Monroe County is about 21,500. So that means there's 700 open jobs. So workforce development is very, very important. When a new industry comes in, they look at schools, they look at all the amenities that we have, but they look at their pool of workforce too. And we want to make sure that not only that we're providing a good quality workforce for our current industries and small business as well, but also the new ones that come in. And we do have economic development departments doing an outstanding job.
All right, thank you. Let's move on to our next question, and Mitch, we'll come back to you to lead this one off. Let's do 60 seconds on this one, okay? And then we'll kind of camp here with maybe a follow-up. What is your approach to managing the county budget while keeping taxes responsible? Would you tweak that any way that you're currently doing it moving forward? 60 seconds.
Well, as far as the budgets that we're responsible for, I treat them like my personal finances. My wife and I treat our personal finances very, very carefully, and when we're handling taxpayer dollars, I think that's even more important because it's not our money that we're handling. Over time, especially since COVID, inflation has crept up, and we've seen some things that for example, diesel is $5.50 a gallon right now. So fiscal responsibility is a very, very important to us because we want to keep our taxes low, and we don't want to raise taxes because of our budget. And we're also always going to look for places to trim and at least not increase it.
All right, thank you, Marty. If elected, what is your approach, or what would your approach be to managing the county fiscally, the budget, keeping taxes reasonable? What's your vision on that? 60 seconds.
What I would like to do is bring in someone that specializes in budgets, cutting budgets, looking for wasteful spending. I would treat, if elected, the budget like it's my own money, and I'm cheap. I can stretch $1. I've seen me do it. I've done it. You have to do it to make ends meet, especially nowadays. My dad was so cheap, he would unplug the clocks at night. You can't tell time in your sleep. So, I mean, that's a joke. I'm kidding. But, yeah, being raised like that, having to stretch everything, I didn't realize it. But looking back now, we were dirt poor. We were absolutely dirt poor. And looking back, my parents stretched, and they made a budget. My mom didn't work. She was a homemaker. My dad was the only one that worked. And they instilled into me, if you don't need it right now, wait. It'll work out.
Thank you. And to keep along those lines, and obviously, county mayor is going to be working with the county commission on the budget and getting a budget passed, and ultimately that's up to the county commission. But certainly that county mayor has got their agenda, their direction. They're trying to lead the county and trying to get that budget where it needs to be. So thinking about the county commission, Marty, we'll come back to you, 60 seconds. If elected, how will you work with the county commission to get your vision, get that budget where it needs to be to accomplish your vision? And what if there's disagreements that arise? How are you going to handle that? So talk about a relationship with the county commission.
If elected, I would like to work with the county commission at least once a month, have a workshop. Sit down, discuss, look over the budget, see what's going on. I want us to work together. I don't want us to be bickering. I don't want us walking away mad. I don't want, this county commissioner, well, he did this and he did that behind my back. I want us to come together. It's a teamwork. It's all teamwork. You cannot do it alone.
Okay, thank you. Mitch, come back to you, same thing. Working with the county commission to try to get the vision you have included in that budget. If there's disagreements that come about, how do you work with different personalities and get everybody on the same page when working with the county commission. 60 seconds.
Well, first of all, I want to give a shout out to the county commission because the last 7.5 years we've been able to always pass a budget and primarily on time. And there will be disagreements, and I don't expect anyone, a voter or a county commissioner, to 100% agree with the vision I have all the time. So there is give and take, and when we get into those budget workshops, sometimes that they make tough decisions, and I've sat in that county commission seat before, so I realize that, what their job and what their role is, and but I want to give a shout out that so far that we've passed budgets that the comptroller has approved every year, and we've been able to turn money back in a lot of departments.
All right, thank you. Somewhat in the same vein, follow-up. Mitch, I'm going to start with you. Maybe follow up, separate, different question, however you want to look at it. Let's talk about the county debt. Mm-hmm. Talk about the county debt. How do we as a county chip away at that? And then just a two-parter to this, and I'll give you time. Just one thing, I hear across the county, hear different people. One thing people have differing opinions on, talking about that county debt and coupling it with the new fairgrounds, the expo center. Mm-hmm. People say, how can we're this much in debt, can we afford that? Mm-hmm. So talk about the county debt, talk about the expo center, fairgrounds, because I know that's important to you. So you've got 2 minutes on this.
Okay, outstanding question. Well, first of all, quick history lesson. Most of our county debt in this county was based on school debt that was encumbered in the 1990s that cannot be paid off early. And sometimes that's hard to explain, and people don't believe you, but that is the truth. And we have been able to chip away with that. Well, then we have to build a $35 million Justice Center that we came in under budget, $1.5 million, thank goodness. So in the last 4 years since that Justice Center has been built, we have chipped away tremendously at both budgets. And we're looking at 2029 or 30 being able to pay some of that school debt off. To answer your fairgrounds question, well, first of all, I will never ask Monroe County to go in debt over the fairgrounds facility. I've said from day one that there will not be a tax increase to fund that facility. It will all be based on grant funding. Every penny that we've received so far outside the purchase of the property, which came through a transaction of another land sale, was solely grant funded. And as long as it takes, or unless the county commission so chooses to use that property for another purpose, that's what we intend. But absolutely we will not encumber a debt for that facility. And again, that is one of those ideas, one of those visions to create revenue for Monroe County outside of raising taxes.
Very good, thank you. All right, Marty, we come to you talking about county debt. Your approach to that, do you have thoughts on the county's debt and how to chip away with that, if we even can? So go ahead, 2 minutes.
I think right now we're at $67.9 million in debt. That's a big deficit. Even if we paid $1 million a year, that's 67 years to pay that debt off. Surely we can go back and refinance something. I know our bond rating's got to be better than what it was in the 90s for the schools. So how about we look at something about chipping away a little harder at this? It's a real slippery slope on paying, and I know our county commission has worked hard to try to bring this down as much as they can. But how about looking at maybe refinancing, maybe getting a better interest rate, maybe, and I understand they're long-term loans, right? Mm-hmm. Low interest bearing. So, how about going back and refinancing? Now, let's look at it and see what we can do with it. It may be a no-go, but then again, you don't know until you ask.
All right, thank you. You're listening to a Monroe County Forum with candidates for county mayor. Mitch Ingram, the incumbent, Marty Jenkins, the challenger. Early voting in the primary begins April the 15th, primary election day, May 5th. Marty, we'll come back to you to lead off the next question. And do you see any opportunities, if elected, to lead the county to improve efficiency or reduce waste in the county government? And we'll do 90 seconds on this one.
There's always improvement, and there's always a way to get rid of waste. You just have to focus on where a lot of your wasteful spending's going and see if you can't tighten your belt up a little bit. Just like with your budget at home. This week, you may be buying prime rib. Next week, you might be buying ground round. It's just, you've got to go with what you can go with at the time. Like I said, I'm cheap. I can make $1 stretch, and I can see if it's wasteful, then there's no point in it. We don't need it.
Okay, thank you. Mitch, do you see any opportunities moving forward if elected to another term to improve efficiency or reduce waste in the county? 90 seconds.
We're looking to improve every single day in every area, but efficiency is one of them, to make sure that we operate in a fiscal responsibility. Our directors are constantly looking at their budgets in order to eliminate things, save money, be it, for example, it may be to pay comp time rather than overtime where it doesn't have a physical note to it. We give that employee a day off. So we're always looking for low-hanging fruit. But yes, absolutely, efficiency is important. Also, I do want to follow up on the previous question. In the last 7 years, we definitely have refinanced the A1A bonds, and our wonderful finance department and the finance audit committee have done that has worked with Bassberry and Sims and several, and we've been able to save the county about $3 million in refinancing.
Okay, very good. Now, let's come back. Mitch, you'll lead off this next one. Your time in office, we'll do 90 seconds on this. Your time in office, what have you found to be the most important responsibility of the county mayor?
Two major responsibilities as a county mayor. This office doesn't have a lot of power, but has a lot of responsibility at the end of the day. You have two things that are precious to you. Number one, that is taxpayer dollars that everyone in this room contributes to, and it's our job to make sure that county government functions and to provide services and all those things with those dollars. The second asset that we have is our county employees. And our county employees are very, very special. We take very pride in our offices, in our departments, that we have a very, very low turnover rate. It means they like working for Monroe County government. Not necessarily the pay, but they're an asset, and we want to take care of them. And kudos again to County Commission for always wanting to support them, be it their insurance or comp time or whatever, but taxpayer dollars and county employees are the two largest assets that we have.
Thank you. Marty, same to you. If elected, what do you believe is the most important responsibility you'll have as county mayor? 90 seconds.
I think the most important responsibility is managing the taxpayers' money. We're taxed to death. The wheel tax just got raised. Property tax just went up a couple of years ago. When people call me crying that they're disabled, they're on a fixed income, and they're trying to figure out if they're going to buy their heart medication, their medication for their diabetes, their stroke, or they're going to pay their property tax. That's a problem. That's a big problem. And there's really, your heart goes out to them, because what can you do? There's absolutely nothing you can do. So what we need to be doing is managing our money a whole lot better and trying to get our taxes not to increase, but stay the same, and just try to help some of these poor people out. I know my mom lives with me. She couldn't make it on her own. Like I said, she draws what my dad drew, or draws a percentage of it. That wouldn't be enough to cover a house payment. That wouldn't be enough to cover rent if she had to rent somewhere. Groceries, her medication, she couldn't make it. That's why she lives with me.
All right, thank you. Mitch, I'll come back to you as a follow-up. As you mentioned, the two most important responsibilities, managing taxpayer dollars, the county employees. So just an interesting question. I know it's got to be tough. How do you couple those two things together with managing taxpayer dollars, but also being able to pay the county employees in such a way that you can retain good people? I mean, those two things are fighting against each other. The better pay you have to pay, the more revenue that you need. So how do you couple those two things together and make them both work? 60 seconds.
It's a great question. Let's throw some numbers out. A 3% raise, a countywide, just a cost of living adjustment raise at the budget is about $400,000. That means you find $400,000 to save somewhere else. It may be you don't buy vehicles for a certain department that particular year. It may mean solid waste doesn't get compactors that particular year, because our employees are always going to be the priority, but we want to do it without having a tremendous budget increase to increase taxes. So it comes with sacrifice in other parts of the budget.
Thank you. Marty, come to you. How's the county keep those wages competitive for county employees so you can retain them, but also not do it in such a way it's going to become a tax burden to the citizens? You got 60 seconds.
I agree with the mayor. You've got to budget it. If you've got some wasteful spending, you're going to have to cut down on your budget, because people aren't going to work for minimum wage. It's just, you can't make it on minimum wage nowadays. You've got to be competitive in your pay, in your benefits. Everything has to be competitive anymore. If you've got fast food places paying $18 to $20 an hour, well, shoot, being a department head, I'm not going to work for 15 when I can go flip burgers for $20. I mean, have all that responsibility on you. It just don't make good sense. So yeah, you've got to have competitive wages. Some people, they're okay, they're doing all right, but if you don't compete with the wages, with the benefits, you're not going to get the best of the best.
All right, thank you very much. Listening to Monroe County Forum with candidates running in the Republican primary for Monroe County Mayor. You've got the incumbent Mitch Ingram and the challenger Marty Jenkins. Marty, we'll come back to you to lead off this next question, and we'll do 60 seconds on this, kind of a quick hitter. I don't care what office you're in, there are going to be some people that question the transparency. That's a word that's used a lot, the transparency and communication by that office. Marty, if you're elected, what are some things that you would do to improve transparency, to communicate with the citizens, and make sure the citizens feel like the government is communicating with them? 60 seconds.
Transparency is a big thing to people. I would like to, at least once a month, of course the whole world lives on Facebook, social media anymore, put out where your money has been spent, what we've bought, what we've paid out in salary, what grants have come in, what grants haven't come in. Pretty much just show every line in the budget that you've spent. A car broke down, you had to take it and get it fixed. Water lines, but the water lines, like they put up Antioch, pump station goes out. You've got to show, people want to know where their money's going. So if they don't know where their money's going, of course they get mad, and nobody's going to agree with everybody. You could be dog catcher and somebody's going to complain about something. So transparency is important, and I think showing everybody where the money's going in the budget is a big deal.
Thank you very much. Mitch, we'll come back to you. I'm sure sometime in your office somebody has complained about you're not being transparent enough, or you've not communicated enough. What are some things you've done or you plan to do moving forward to if there's people complaining about that, improve transparency and communication in their eyes?
Well, certainly. We're always looking for ways to improve, but we are probably one of the most transparent and accessible offices that's ever been in this county. We obviously, with our Facebook, social media presence, that we don't turn the comments off on those. Even if you disagree, that's fine. The only comment we've ever deleted is somebody attacked my disabled son. But outside of that, we try to put as many announcements, as many statements on there as we possibly can. We have put videos on county commission. We've posted those on websites. We've tried to get in the digital and virtual age. But also, anybody that's ever questioned something, I've always encouraged them to go across the street to the finance department and pull an open records request. We're an open book. Anything is open to the world, and I would encourage our citizens to do that if you have questions.
Thank you, gentlemen. As we're in the home stretch here, and Mitch will come to you to lead this one off. It'll be our last question, and then we'll have closing remarks after this. It's kind of maybe a little bit of a redundant question. At the very top of the forum, I ask about top 3 priorities. It's kind of that same vein, but like I did in the road superintendent forum, I asked them to dig in and get a little more specific. Okay, so infrastructure, public services, you've said there's always room for improvement.
Sure.
What? Give me one or two, and why? One or two areas, and why you feel this specific area or two needs improvement, and what you plan to do to get that improvement. Let's do 90 seconds on this one.
Okay. Obviously, when it comes to infrastructure, I think you group all of those together: the roads, the water, the broadband, all of those. State of Tennessee, what we call TASER, has done a study. It's 2024 through 2029 projections. And the number one priority on that state list, that was not a Mitch Ingram list, was transportation and road structure. The most investment needed to be. We make every decision in a data-driven world. And when we see these numbers, I think that is something to take to heart. So, obviously, again, that is not a county mayor position, but we're going to look for grants for everyone, be it the roads, whether if it's patrol cars for the sheriff department, whether if it's water lines or broadband. The key is, instead of putting that burden on the taxpayers, let's get money through grant funding to take care of that. But securing funding for infrastructure, because that funding is available even through the current big beautiful bill that we met about today here in Sweetwater. That was discussed.
All right, thank you, sir. Marty, to you again, kind of redundant, but want you to get a little more specific on what priorities do you see? As Monroe County Mayor, I'm going to lead the charge, even if I can't directly make any decisions on that certain thing. I'm going to help, whether it be funding, to try to improve this area or these two areas, whatever you think it may be, specifically, and why do you think those areas need improvement? You got 90 seconds.
There's two things I want to see improvement on. First thing is more water, clean water to people that need it. The second thing is paying down this debt. We've got to get this debt paid down. It's almost like we're charging more debt to pay more debt, if that even makes sense. It's like you go and you buy your groceries with a credit card, then you get paid Friday, and you pay that credit card off to pay your bill. You're not accomplishing anything. You can't save anything. $67.9 million is a lot of debt. That's a lot of time. If you paid $1 million a year, like I said earlier, that's 67 years. And we're indebted to that. We have to pay for it. Now, the mayor didn't cause that. This is compounded over the past 20 years. I'm going to say 20. Well, Sequoia High School was built in 1995. We're still paying for it. Tellico was built, first class went in 97. We're still paying for it. We've got to chip away at this a little harder. That's my two top priorities.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. And now we'll get to a closing time where you have 2 minutes. Again, you're talking directly to voters here. Why are you the man for the job? You're seeking their vote, and so you can talk directly to them for the next 2 minutes you're allotted. Marty, we'll start off with you. You got 2 minutes.
I'm asking for everybody's vote. I think I can make a difference. Anyone that runs for office always thinks they have different ideas. Everybody has a different vision. Everybody, if we were all the same, that would just be a weird world to live in. Everybody has their own personality. Everything's different. Like I said, I want to work for the taxpayers. You pay my salary, you tell me what to do. Open door policy, come in. I've said it the other night at Hiawassee. I've been at the railroad for 23 years. I've not had a set schedule for 23 years. On call, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If I'm up at 2 o'clock in the morning, you come by the courthouse and you see a light on, it's like, whoa, wonder if he's in there. I'm probably in there. I can't sleep. 10, 11 o'clock at night, you got a question, call me. I'll answer the phone. I'll answer the phone now. I've had people, I've told them, call me. And I've had people call me 1 o'clock in the morning, and I answer the phone, and they're surprised. They're like, oh, my God. I'm like, no, I'm sitting here waiting for the railroad to call me. I'm either in the hotel, or I'm sitting in a siding waiting to get into the yard in Atlanta, or I could be sitting in a siding waiting to get in the yard in Etowah. If my train stopped, I can answer my phone. If my train's rolling, I cannot answer my phone. But I will. I will answer my phone, and I'll call you back. If I can't talk to you right then, I will call you back. So, like I said, I've got an open door policy. Come see me. We'll talk. We'll hash something out. If you need help, we'll see what we can do.
Thank you. That's Marty Jenkins. And Mitch, you have the final 2 minutes to talk directly to voters. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Well, first of all, again, I want to thank you for the forum and thank Marty for participating today, too. An important election coming up, not only for this office, but for the entire county. And first of all, I want to encourage our voters to vote. And I'm asking you for your vote based on the results that we've been able to display over the last 7.5 years in Monroe County. I don't expect Monroe County voters to agree with every thought or idea I have, but I do want you to know at the end of the day, I'm putting the best interest of Monroe County at heart, even in those difficult decisions. So when May 5th comes around, I'm humbly asked for your vote for steady leadership, servant leadership, and my heart is always deeply rooted here in Monroe County.
Gentlemen, thank you. And we thank everyone listening tonight. I want to thank our sponsors, Valley Insurance, our title sponsor tonight. Thank you to them. Then also sponsoring this, Jackie Jones Ford, Sweetwater Hospital Association, Fairweather Financial, Volunteer Federal Bank, and Turner Automotive. Yes, I'll echo what Mitch said. I think I've said this in every forum. Get out and vote. So many people take that for granted. Don't get out and vote. People like to complain, but then they don't go to the polls and vote, and that's always strange to me. So get out, exercise your right to vote. Early voting begins April the 15th. Primary election day, May 5th. If you have any questions, not sure where to vote, they'd be happy to help you at the Monroe County Election Commission. Mr. Brown and his crew do a fine job. You can call 423-442-2461. I want to thank our help here in the building, Jacob Keener running the controls for the radio signal. We got John Anderson here with WGSM 104.7, WTSC 91.1 partnering with us on this. We're two separate companies, but we're here. We partner together, and we appreciate that working relationship. So appreciate John working the camera for us. I'm Brian Birchfield, your moderator, and we appreciate you tuning into this. Again, thanks, sponsors. Please get out and vote. Your chance, April the 15th, begins early voting. Until next time, have a good evening.
Jackie Jones Ford in Sweetwater makes service simple. Got a recall? Our mobile service team comes to you. Just call Caleb at 423-337-5066 to schedule. Need regular service? We'll pick up and deliver your vehicle. No hassle, no waiting around. We do it all and keep you updated every step of the way. Convenience, reliability, and service you can count on. That's Jackie Jones Ford of Sweetwater.
Did you know there's an insurance agency right here in Sweetwater that's been serving our community since 1984? When you call Valley Insurance for a home, auto, life, or business quote, they shop your coverage with multiple top-rated award-winning companies like Erie, Progressive, Auto Owners, and more to find the best fit for you. That's the difference. Valley Insurance. Live life protected.
The Monroe County Cancer Fund helps local cancer patients with transportation costs to and from treatment. For Monroe County residents who qualify, this program helps lighten the financial burden during a difficult time. And because 100% of all funds collected go directly back into our community, every dollar helps a neighbor in need. Applications are available at the Monroe County Health Council office on Hickory Street in Madisonville, online at monroehealth.org, or through local treatment providers. The Monroe County Cancer Fund, helping support local patients every mile of the way. This message is provided by our partners at Fairweather Financial in downtown Sweetwater.
Turner Automotive, located at 2522 Highway 411 in Madisonville. Telephone number 423-420-0212. Turner Automotive is your complete automotive and tire service facility. With 24-hour towing service provided by M&D and Martin's Towing, it's our guarantee you will never be stranded. Once again, Turner Automotive. Our phone number 423-420-0212.
Need a checking account that does more? Volunteer Federal Savings Bank's Vol Smart Checking helps you manage your money and your health. Get free telehealth for your family with zero copays, 24/7 care by phone or video, plus identity theft protection, credit monitoring, cell phone coverage, and more. It's not just checking, it's smarter banking. Come home to better banking at Volunteer Federal. Benefits available to personal and joint account holders, subject to terms and conditions. Some benefits require activation. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Medical emergencies don't wait, and neither does the emergency department at Sweetwater Hospital Association. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with experienced providers and skilled staff ready to deliver fast evaluation and treatment when it matters most. When the unexpected happens, it's comforting to know trained emergency care is right here close to home. Sweetwater Hospital Association Emergency Department. Trusted care for our community anytime you need it.